It should be here 4,600, not 23,000. It's because 10% of the material, budgeted material for next month. So these are the total completed unit, right? So 10% of this one. So why we write it down this one? So that we can find out how much material, direct materials is going to be needed for this production, right? So 13,000 pound is coming from March, right? So the same formula, opening plus production minus closing is the total, need for that one. So if you need requirements, so just flip the formula, right? So how much material should be purchased in May? So you just add it here. So opening, closing of March gonna be opening of May. Similarly, the closing of May, which is 14,500, will be the beginning for June. If you want to find out the quarter gonna be total requirement. You add it all, but the opening and ending inventory gonna be at the start of quarter. We would be having the beginning inventory, and at the end of the quarter we would be having the ending inventory. Here, and sorry, this 11,500, right? The same process. Only thing is that we need to multiply 5 in advance because it takes 5 pounds of material to produce 1 unit. So if we need 40,000 pounds of material and the cost of that material is 0.5, you just multiply 140,000 with 0.5, that's going to be $70,000 needed to purchase of material. Just you need to multiply, right? Oh, there is one more flavor, and that the payment disbursement structure is that 1/2 of the payment of the month of purchase and rest of the half is paid on the following months. So April production, April material payment gonna be 50% paid in April, 50% paid in May. So in April, 50% gonna be belongs to April purchase of material, other 50% gonna be from previous one, March 50%, and they already mentioned. In March 31st, payment of the March gonna be paid in 1st of April, that is, so here, this 12,000 is coming from the 50% of March that would be paid in April. So 50% of April would be paid in April, other 50% will pay on May. Similarly, the total disbursements, you can say that 50% of May purchase is going to be paid in 50% here and 50% in June. And June, 50% in June and 50% in July. July is not our target right now because our target is quarter. So you just add it all, you find out $185,000 is going to be needed for the quarter to pay for only for raw material or direct material. Okay. So we have completed the material and now labor. First of all, we will find out how many hours are needed to complete 1 unit, and then we multiply the with the per hour rate. We will find out the direct labor budget. That's it. So data says the company has a no layoff policy, which means all the worker will be retained, right? And so all employees will be paid for 40 hours of each week. So it means whether they spend 30 hours a week, 20 hours a week, but minimum they would be paid 40 hours a week salary, right? And at Royal, each unit of product requires 0.05 hours or 3 minutes of the direct labor. It means 3 minutes are required to make 1 unit of product, right? So for the purpose of our illustration, the Royal has a no layoff policy. Workers are paid at the rate of $10, right? For each next 3 months, direct labor force will be paid a minimum of 1,500 hours per month. So it means even if their hours are less, when you multiply with the 10, if the answer is 1,400, the worker will be given 1,500 because that is the minimum that they want to pay. If more, then they will pay more, but minimum they will pay 1,500. Whether they work less hour, they will be given each week 40 hours. So it means once 40 hours multiplied by 4, answer will be 160 hours going to be given to them in 1 month. And they will pay that, okay, 1,500 they will pay at least. Let's just talk about that. So we know that the unit's going to be produced 2,600. It takes 3 minutes, right? But we need in hours because rate is given hourly, not minute by minute. So we convert it that how many hours are required to complete 26,000. Just multiply 0.05. So you see, in April, labor required 1,300. So look at that. Direct labor workforce will be paid a minimum of 1,500 hours per month, right? So you see, in April, the total workforce will work on 1,300. We will convert this into 1,500, not 1,300. Okay. In May, 2,300. In June, 1,450. We will also convert it into 1,500. All you need to do, multiply it. See, no labor policy, we just convert it into 1,500, 1,500. So it is more than 1,500, so we keep it 2,300. This is less than 1,500, so we keep it 1,500. So total hours are required 5,300 per quarter, and rate is 10. So just multiply 10. Answer going to be $15,000 going to be paid in April, $23,000 going to be paid in May, $15,000 going to be paid in June. So total quarter labor cost going to be $53,000. If there is no layoff policy there, then here is going to be 1,300 multiplied by 10, right? 1,450 multiplied by 10, right? But due to the policy, labor union contract is like that. So company has to increase the labor hours. Minimum, it's like a minimum wage something. What would be the direct labor cost for a quarter if the company follows its no layoff policy but pays $15 for every hour work in excess of 1,500? So question says that if workers worked above 1,500, so how many hours they work above 1,500? 800. So that 800 will be given $15, not $10. So then the cost going to be, you can see here, it's going to be 57, right? So because here it's less than, so we just multiply it with regular hours, 10 hours, 10. So here only in May, they have 800. So 800 going to be multiplied by 15. So that's why 57,000 in May, we would be paying total amount if overtime is calculated like that. Now the last one is preparing manufacturing overhead rate. So here comes our ABC, our predetermining overhead rate concept, the absorption costing, relevant costing, whatever the company follows. For example, the company follows here. The company overhead is applied to on the basis of direct labor hours. It means plant-wide overhead rate is going to be applied. PUHR concept, right? So everything is measured in terms of direct labor hours. That's it. Everything is divided by to calculate the manufacturing overhead by direct labor hours. So the variable manufacturing overhead rate is 20 per direct labor hours. Fixed is 50,000 per month, which includes a non-cash of 20,000, which is depreciation of the plant. So let's just talk about the how we prepare manufacturing overhead budget. Here we go. So manufacturing overhead budget, fixed plus variable. Remember, in manufacturing overhead, if we want to find out how much we have to pay, right? How much we have to pay in cash terminologies, then we need to take out the effect of non-cash, which is the depreciation 20,000, right? So in terms of budgeting, we do include the depreciation to find out the profit. But for cash, when we make the cash budget, we exclude the non-cash payment. So that's why you will find out here after the total manufacturing overhead cost, we less the non-cash. Why we did these two steps? Because we want to find out how much we actually pay, how much money going out from the business. So non-cash expense, we less that. So we know that $20 is going to be paid, and because this is based on direct labor hours, so we are taking direct labor hours actual, not the no layoff policy, which is 1,515. That belongs to direct labor payment policy, right? So that's why there is no 1,500 here. Okay, only the real actual direct labor hours that they worked, right? So 20 they paid, 20 you just multiply with 20. That's it. Fixed is 50,000. You add 50,000 here, right? So total manufacturing overhead. So this will go to the income statement as 76,000. But when you want to find out the cash payment of the overhead rate, you less non-cash expense. And non-cash expense, the question says, it is 20,000. So you less that, right? So you less that. And in actual sense, you pay 5,600 for manufacturing overhead in April. So the last part is that what is the overall overhead rate for the quarter? 49.70. How it came from? So total manufacturing overhead for the quarter, 251. And how much total hours worked? 5050. So answer going to be, so remember, our per unit overhead cost rate is $49.70. So in order to find out the product cost, direct material is already given to us, multiply by plus direct labor cost plus manufacturing overhead. So manufacturing overhead per unit going to be 49.70. How it is calculated? It is calculated on the variable plus